What have you experienced out here?
The main thing we've experienced is balls of light. One of these orbs actually landed. It became a cloud, a misty cloud, a black cloud, swirled around, coalesced into the shape of a wolf, which is now standing directly in front of us.
From unbelievable objects to unexplained aerial phenomena, Joe Rogan is set to unveil a groundbreaking discovery at Skinwalker Ranch that has led to both fear and fascination among enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Located in northeastern Utah, Skinwalker Ranch has been the nest of paranormal activity, capturing the imagination of millions worldwide.
You see something there?
Can't tell what the geography looks like behind it. It could potentially be a set of eyes.
Whatever it is, it's going to be better at moving through the snow than we are.
As Rogan decided to jump into this mysterious terrain, armed with cutting-edge technology and a relentless pursuit of truth, the stakes have never been higher. Each new finding at the ranch has led to more questions than answers. However, this latest discovery is unlike anything previously encountered. But what exactly has Joe Rogan and the team at Skinwalker Ranch uncovered? And could it shift the narrative surrounding the activities around the ranch? Join us as we explore this groundbreaking revelation. Skinwalker Ranch, located in the Uinta Basin of Utah, has a rich history that contributes to its reputation as a center for paranormal activity. The property spans roughly 512 acres and is known for various unexplained events, from UFO sightings to mysterious creature encounters. Historically, the land has been part of the local Ute tribe's territory, who have long believed the area to be cursed, possibly due to its proximity to the path of the Skinwalker, an evil witch capable of transforming into animals according to Navajo lore. This Native American legend adds a layer of mystique to the ranch and its surrounding areas. The modern story of Skinwalker Ranch begins in the 1950s with a series of UFO sightings reported by locals. However, it wasn't until the 1990s that the ranch gained widespread attention. Terry and Gwen Sherman, the owners at the time, publicly shared their experiences of bizarre creatures which captivated the public and researchers alike. And recently, Joe Rogan has opened up about a new discovery on Skinwalker Ranch, both exciting and shocking for the public. In 1996, billionaire Robert Bigelow purchased the property, establishing the National Institute for Discovery Science to study the paranormal activities reported on the ranch. The research brought further attention to the ranch, making it a dream location for those invested in paranormal investigations. Today, Skinwalker Ranch hosts teams that are out there, seeking the truth behind everything that is going on. So much so that even famous figures like Joe Rogan have made their way out to the ranch to investigate for themselves and gather answers to the questions on everyone's mind. With 11 million listeners on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan is not new to controversial and skeptical topics. In fact, he is known for talking about subject matters that others might shy away from. So when it came to Skinwalker Ranch, Rogan decided to make his way to the very source of all the questions and visit the feared ranch. Once there, he met up with Ryan Skinner, a so-called expert on the teams at the ranch. Rogan's recounting of his experiences sheds light on the ranch's notorious reputation for bizarre occurrences. Among the most striking are the sightings of inexplicable bright orbs that dot the landscape, their origins and purposes shrouded in mystery. Adding to the ranch's otherworldly charm are the swift movements of UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena, which dart across the sky with such velocity that it prompts speculation about their use of portals to navigate the area's airspace. But that's not all. The ranch is also surrounded by a weird air of mystery. Literally. This might just be because of the unusual electromagnetic fields found throughout the area. These fields are more than just empty static. They are thought to be connected to the numerous accounts of large, unidentified animals with glowing red eyes that roam the ranch, seemingly unaffected by chances of human intervention, as bullets reportedly have no effect on them, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. However, skepticism naturally plays a role in the story of Skinwalker Ranch. Critics like Robert Schieffer question the truth behind the stories, suggesting that what people report might just be tricks of the mind or misunderstandings. However, even with these doubts, the ranch continues to attract those who are interested in its unexplained aspects. Its mysteries are as intriguing and puzzling as ever. Diving into the mysteries of the ranch, Joe Rogan's exploration took a significant turn with the involvement of Ryan Skinner, a key figure immersed in the paranormal activities of the ranch. Originating from Wisconsin, Skinner stands out as both an enthusiast and as a dedicated author on unexplained mysteries, asserting a deep connection and understanding of the ranch's most baffling occurrences. As Rogan ventured into this investigation, Skinner became crucial to the narrative. Skinner didn't just share secondhand stories. He spoke of his own experiences with the ranch's mysterious residents, including UFOs, and creatures that challenge our understanding of the natural world. Among Skinner's most captivating assertions was his experience with the ranch's orbs. He described these as being more than just mere flashes of light. They were entities with the ability to change form. He detailed an incident where an orb landed, transformed into a cloud, and then shaped itself into a wolf-like figure right in front of him. Although this claim seems pretty hard to believe, he made it with a seriousness that demanded consideration. Skinner also claimed to have seen an incredibly rare creature, Bigfoot, adding an extraordinary layer to his accounts. He recounted an unexpected encounter with this legendary figure, characterized by distinct monkey-like sounds as it moved through the ranch's thickets. This claim, particularly extraordinary, met with skepticism from Rogan, given Bigfoot's notorious reputation for being elusive and the debate surrounding its existence. Rogan even raised his eyebrows several times, indicating disbelief more so than being impressed. And it does make sense, because how could it be possible that no one has seen Bigfoot yet Skinner claimed that he had? Rogan's engagement with Skinner's stories was marked by both interest and skepticism. Skinner's vivid descriptions added to the ranch's mystique, but Rogan's cautious approach ensured the investigation remained focused on finding tangible evidence. In a pivotal part of Joe Rogan's journey into Skinwalker Ranch's mysteries, his attention shifts to an on-ground inspection. Their exploration brings to light the presence of highly trained security personnel, described as ex-military, emphasizing the seriousness with which the ranch's secrets are protected. The security infrastructure doesn't stop at personnel. It includes a huge array of technology like pylons, cameras, and sensors, all strategically deployed to monitor any unusual activity, whether human or not. The expedition takes an intriguing turn when they explore the concept of bait pens. These setups, Skinner explains, were initiated by scientists intrigued by the frequent findings of mutilated cattle on the premises. The objective was grim yet rooted in scientific inquiry. They aimed to witness these mysterious attacks firsthand, hoping to identify the perpetrators behind these incidents. This approach, though unsettling, highlights the extremes to which investigators are willing to go in their quest for answers amidst the ranch's strange happenings. The use of living animals as bait showcases the intense atmosphere that surrounds the ranch, where unexplained events are commonplace, and traditional investigative methods often prove inadequate. Despite the additional findings of mutilated animals, this method has yet to yield conclusive evidence, leaving more mysteries in its wake. In the final stages of Joe Rogan's adventure at Skinwalker Ranch, the group, fueled by curiosity and skepticism, opts for a nocturnal exploration in search of the ranch's famed unexplained phenomena. Their approach includes attempting UFO mating calls, a mix of seriousness and humor aimed at drawing out any hidden entities. Despite the playful method, the intent to uncover the mysteries of the ranch is clear as they venture into the darkness, equipped with night vision goggles, hopeful to witness the ranch's elusive secrets firsthand. As darkness begins to settle, a sense of unease begins to settle over the team too. The huge, shadowy expanse, combined with the anticipation of encountering the unknown, brings a solemn and serious atmosphere to their quest. This mood shifts suddenly when Rogan mentions hearing something unusual, instantly heightening the group's vigilance. The transition from lightheartedness to focused silence reflects the unpredictable nature of their search. In their pursuit, the team uses infrared lasers, aiming at areas of suspected activity. An intriguing occurrence unfolds when a mysterious glow responds to the laser's touch, suggesting an interaction with something unseen. This brief moment of potential contact with the unknown sends a wave of excitement through the team, leading them to speculate about the warmth of the rocks in that vicinity, hinting at a recent presence. The mystery, however, deflates as Rogan identifies the supposed paranormal activity as possibly being the moon's reflection on a rock. This realization, moving from intense anticipation to the disappointment of hopes, highlights the challenges of paranormal investigation, where reality can often be obscured by illusion. The team's readiness to face the unknown and critically assess their findings underlines the rigorous nature of their investigation. Unfortunately, their night at Skinwalker Ranch concludes without concrete evidence for Rogan, but it does highlight the complexity of researching such a legendary site. The absence of definitive proof from a single night's efforts does not dismiss the reported phenomena spanning years. It only emphasizes the formidable challenge awaiting those brave enough to check out and jump into the mysteries of Skinwalker Ranch. But that's not the end of the mysteries. More recently, a team led by Eric and Taylor was deep into another day of investigation when Beret Anderson, equipped with his high-speed cameras capable of recording 2,000 images per second, joined them. These cameras were essential for capturing phenomena too quick for the naked eye, which is common at the ranch known for unexplained occurrences. The team's work had consistently unveiled more questions than answers. Yet they pressed on, driven by a mix of scientific rigor and a quest for understanding the unexplained. This persistence led to a discovery so startling that it required the immediate evacuation of Skinwalker Ranch. The incident began with an anomaly in the East Field, a floating entity that seemed to disregard gravity itself. This was more than just another oddity. It was a phenomenon that sparked debates across the ranch community. The team's theory was bold. Could this anomaly be a portal of some kind? To test this, an experiment was devised, combining acoustic sounds with the precision of Anderson's cameras, aimed at capturing any reaction this sound might provoke. The setup was complex, and the anticipation was high. The climax of this series of experiments was a coordinated effort involving a rocket launch accompanied by the emission of acoustic sounds. The team closely monitored the skies, with Anderson's cameras rolling at their full capacity. Suddenly, an unidentified aerial phenomenon appeared in the camera's view, moving at a blistering speed of 3,600 miles per hour. This was a direct response to the team's experimental activities, captured in unprecedented detail thanks to the high-speed cameras. This unidentified aerial phenomenon's characteristics were unlike any conventional aircraft, moving at speeds and with a trajectory that defied known aviation principles. Its appearance, precisely timed with the rocket's launch, hinted at a connection between the team's experiments and the mysterious phenomena at Skinwalker Ranch. This episode not only highlighted the indispensable role of Anderson's cameras in documenting the ranch's mysteries, but also marked a significant moment in the ongoing investigation, combining technology and theory to shed light on the ranch's ongoing mystery. The heart of the experiment was the strategic use of a rocket, launched in synchronization with the acoustic sounds. This bold move was more than just about observing the rocket's path. It was also about studying the atmosphere's response to a combination of physical and acoustic stimuli. Eric took the lead in broadcasting a diverse range of acoustic frequencies, carefully monitoring each one for any signs of a reaction. The team understood that even a minor spike in frequency could be the key to narrowing down their investigation. As the frequencies echoed across the ranch, the team's anticipation grew. They were entering uncharted territory, where sound could potentially unlock the secrets of the unexplained. The high-definition cameras were crucial in this phase, ready to document any phenomenon that might manifest in response to the acoustic experiment. The climax of the experiment was both subtle and significant. A globe of light appeared in the night sky, visible as a small speck but unmistakably moving. This phenomenon was captured shortly after Eric played the frequency of 192 Hz, suggesting a direct correlation between the sound emitted and the mysterious appearance of the light. The fleeting nature of this globe of light, vanishing as quickly as it appeared, added to the intrigue and complexity of the investigation. This episode showed how important Anderson's cameras were for recording the strange events at the ranch. It was also a key moment in the ongoing research, using both technology and ideas to uncover more about the ranch's mysteries. This captured footage was exciting because it had a striking resemblance to the infamous tic-tac unidentified aerial phenomenon encountered by the U.S. Navy in 2004. This comparison arose from the unidentified aerial phenomenon's unconventional propulsion methods, which became a focal point of analysis for the team. The speed at which this unidentified aerial phenomenon seemed to be moving showcased a level of technological sophistication that perfectly paralleled the tic-tac unidentified aerial phenomenon. Notably, both unidentified aerial phenomenons lacked visible means of propulsion. No blinking lights, no exhaust trails, nothing that would suggest conventional flight mechanisms. This absence of visible propulsion systems highlighted the unconventional nature of their movement through the sky. Further drawing parallels, the team noted that the Skinwalker Ranch unidentified aerial phenomenon, like the tic-tac, appeared to be enveloped by some kind of force field. This observation was inferred from the way the object moved through the air without causing any ripples, vibrations, or visual disturbances typically associated with high-speed flight. The seamless, frictionless manner in which the unidentified aerial phenomenon navigated the airspace suggested a technology far beyond current human capabilities, echoing the mysterious attributes of the tic-tac. The tic-tac's ability to disappear in the blink of an eye was similar to the behavior of the unidentified aerial phenomenon at Skinwalker Ranch. Both objects demonstrated an ability to vanish almost instantaneously, further complicating efforts to understand their origins or intentions. This capacity for sudden disappearance highlighted the advanced and elusive nature of these unidentified aerial phenomenons, contributing to the ongoing debate about their possible extraterrestrial origins. The comparison between the two unidentified aerial phenomenons definitely highlighted the unconventional nature of their propulsion and flight characteristics. But it did more than just that. It also raised important questions about the presence and activities of such advanced objects in our airspace. The team's analysis of the similarities between the Skinwalker Ranch unidentified aerial phenomenon and the tic-tac unidentified aerial phenomenon deepened the mystery, suggesting a continuity of phenomena that spans different times and locations, yet shares eerily similar traits that defy current scientific explanation. But even with all these discoveries, Rogan was still not satisfied. In one of his podcasts, Joe Rogan decided to jump into the mysteries of Skinwalker Ranch with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, who had spent many years and much of their energy dedicated to the ranch. The conversation opened with the revelation of how George's book on the ranch urged the government to initiate the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, drawn by the property's cryptic activities. George narrated the involvement of billionaire Robert Bigelow, who, after being fascinated by George's work on Bob Lazar, founded network-based intrusion detection systems to explore UFO phenomena and the persistence of consciousness post-death. Bigelow's team, composed of elite scientists and former CIA operatives, focused on getting to the root of these mysteries, although with limited public exposure due to the sensitivity and bizarre nature of their findings. The discussion further explored the peculiar occurrences at Skinwalker Ranch, where the rancher's family experienced multiple unexplained events, from UFO sightings to poltergeist activities. A particularly disturbing aspect discussed was the mutilation of cattle, a phenomenon that left even seasoned researchers perplexed. Pathology reports on the mutilated cattle revealed that precise cuts had been made with metal instruments, with no teeth marks present, suggesting a level of sophistication and intent beyond ordinary predator attacks. Although Rogan's skepticism is very prominent, the images of the mutilated calves fascinated him too. He talks about the disturbing fact that despite such mutilation, the hay beneath the body of the cattle is never bloody. It is always clean. This could suggest that the mutilation must be occurring elsewhere, after which the body is transported to the location that these findings are made. In fact, Corbell even displayed pictures of mutilations that he himself flew over to see, with the same kind of cuts, lack of teeth marks, and no further explanations. Joe and his guests contemplated over the scientific and government interest in the ranch, particularly the $22 million funding for Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program led by Bigelow under Bass. This initiative expanded the research scope to include global UFO phenomena and other unexplained occurrences, though capturing concrete evidence remained a formidable challenge. The conversation highlighted the frustrations faced by researchers at the ranch, with advanced surveillance equipment being mysteriously tampered with or destroyed, further deepening the ranch's puzzling mysteries. Many theories were discussed, with speculations ranging from alien activity to dimensional portals, yet conclusive evidence was out of reach even after the most diligent investigations. And every time Rogan asked, "Is there any evidence?" the two couldn't give an answer. Even with advanced technology in use, the mysterious happenings at Skinwalker Ranch remained hard to capture and explain fully. This situation left both the researchers and Joe Rogan's audience wondering about what really goes on at this puzzling place. If you thought these mysteries were baffling, the bone-chilling stories of the Sherman family are even more shocking. In the early days after the Sherman family took ownership of Skinwalker Ranch, they encountered a creature that defied all logic and understanding. This creature, resembling a wolf but of a size far beyond any known species, approached the family one day with an eerie calmness. Its size and features suggested it was a dire wolf, a species long extinct. The family, cautious yet curious, observed as it made its way closer, showing no signs of aggression initially. However, the calm was shattered when the creature suddenly attacked a calf in the corral, gripping it through the bars with powerful jaws. The Shermans reacted quickly, retrieving a rifle to defend their livestock. The patriarch of the family, firing at point-blank range, expected the beast to retreat or fall, yet it stood unfazed. Even after multiple shots, which would have downed any ordinary animal, the creature merely looked at the family, seemingly unharmed, before casually walking off into the distance. The family tracked it for a short distance before its tracks vanished, as if the creature had disappeared into thin air. This incident marked the beginning of a series of peculiar events on the ranch. Among these were the mysterious cases of vanishing and reappearing objects, a phenomenon that plagued the Shermans' daily lives. Tools and personal items would disappear without a trace, only to be found days later in locations that had no explanation. One of the most bewildering instances involved the family's groceries. After returning from a shopping trip, the groceries were unpacked and stored away. Moments later, to the family's astonishment, all the items were back in the bags, as if they had never been touched. Another time, heavy machinery and tools vanished from locked sheds, later to be discovered up in the branches of tall trees or in other inaccessible places, suggesting that whatever forces were at play, they possessed an alarming strength and a peculiar sense of mischief. Skinwalker Ranch gained a reputation as a UFO highway, due to the frequent sightings of unidentified flying objects in its skies. Witnesses, including the Sherman family and later researchers, reported diverse UFO encounters that ranged from traditional saucer-shaped crafts to massive, silent, black triangular ships. These objects varied in size and behavior, but all shared the characteristic of defying conventional aircraft capabilities. On one notable occasion, observers were stunned as a large craft appeared to open a portal in the sky, a bright door-like opening through which smaller crafts emerged and entered, suggesting a gateway or a passage to another place or dimension. Adding to the ranch's eerie atmosphere were the reports of invisible predators, an unseen menace that terrorized both the Sherman family and their livestock. These predators left no visual trace but made their presence known through the havoc they wreaked. Horses and cattle panicked, driven to frenzy by something they could see but remained invisible to human eyes. The only evidence of these entities were the deep claw marks left on the livestock and the disturbed ground where they had moved. On one particular occasion, the family's dogs chased after what was presumed to be one of these invisible threats, only to return whimpering and terrified, refusing to leave the safety of the house thereafter. These invisible attackers left physical marks on the animals and also a terrible sense of dread and unease that hung over the ranch. The Sherman family and subsequent researchers could hear the sounds of heavy, unseen bodies moving around them, and the chilling sounds of growling and breathing from no visible source. This phenomenon stretched the boundaries of the known physical world, presenting a challenge to understanding the true nature of the events at Skinwalker Ranch. But the Skinwalker Ranch is just one amongst many places thought to have paranormal or extraterrestrial presences. Located right in the heart of Norway, the Hessdalen Valley is home to one of the most bewildering natural spectacles on Earth, which are the Hessdalen Lights. These are no ordinary lights. They move across the sky in a dazzling variety of colors, captivating all who witness them. Appearing both day and night, this phenomenon has puzzled observers and scientists since the 1930s. The lights vary in shape and size, sometimes hovering quietly, other times darting across the valley with astonishing speed. Their unpredictable nature adds to the intrigue and mystery surrounding them. What makes the Hessdalen Lights even more fascinating is that despite numerous studies, their origin remains a complete puzzle. Researchers have proposed various theories from ionized dust to unique gas emissions, yet no explanation has provided a satisfactory answer to the mystery. The Hessdalen Lights attract a global audience, from curious tourists to dedicated scientists, all drawn by the prospect of witnessing this unexplained natural marvel. And that's not all. There are many mysterious locations within the United States, too. The Bridgewater Triangle in southeastern Massachusetts is a 200-square-mile area, and it is most commonly known for its strange happenings. This place is famous for spooky stories about ghosts, mysterious creatures, and UFOs that no one can fully explain. The area is especially known for Bigfoot sightings, making people wonder what's hiding in the forests. There are also many stories about ghosts seen around the old buildings and lands here, hinting at a past full of mystery. UFO sightings are common too, with people often seeing strange lights in the sky that move in ways no plane or helicopter can. The Bridgewater Triangle also has odd stone structures and talks of old curses, making it even more mysterious. The mysteries don't end just yet. In the heart of Romania lies the Hoia Baciu Forest, a place surrounded by mystery and legend. Dubbed the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, this eerie stretch of woodland is most famous for its paranormal activity. Visitors to the forest often report a range of unexplained phenomena, from ghostly sightings and strange, disembodied voices to the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Some even emerge with inexplicable rashes or feelings of nausea, adding to the forest's ominous reputation. What sets Hoia Baciu apart is its reputation as a hotspot for UFO sightings, making it a magnet for both thrill-seekers and paranormal researchers. The forest's most famous feature, a near-perfect circular clearing, is where many of these strange occurrences are said to be concentrated. Yet the grass refuses to grow there. With each tale and reported sighting, curiosity for Hoia Baciu Forest only deepens, drawing in the curious and the brave from around the world. Thanks for exploring with us on Beyond Discovery. If you enjoyed these revelations, click now on the next video that pops up on your screen. It's unbelievable.